Recording in progress.
All righty then. Welcome everybody to today's call. It is Friday, the last day of 2021. Hard to believe that year went by that fast. This is the TRC telemarketing and sales training call. And so a lot of you have been kind enough to send me recorded calls for me to deal with, and I will do so. So let me see the order in which I received them. Remember, the point of this call is primarily telemarketing training. However, having said that, for any, I know Paul Cantu has a couple new agents on here today. The unique selling proposition in this group when we're speaking to buyers and sellers is that we have a plan, period. So it becomes very important for you to understand that the reason you're here is because that is what makes us unique. And you have to have an understanding of the value of a what to do plan that you can give away for free to a potential prospectable lead. That's the point here. So whether you're a telemarketer doing that as part of one of these sales machines, or you're an agent coming on learning how to do that, that's how you put yourself in a competitionless lane, because quite frankly, people don't take the time to do that for people. Everybody wants to say how great they are, what their resume is, how great the company is. It's nonsense. What we need to do is remember we live in the information age, and we empower these people by giving them what to do information, which in turn triggers the law of reciprocity. So they want to give us at least some more of their time so we can determine whether it's a good fit to be a long-term prospect that converts to a client, period. So it doesn't matter the context. It just happens to be that this particular call has morphed over time into the telemarketing, which is the very front end, coldest place to start. But the same procedures are used in open houses, in converting your friends and family. I don't care who it is at my company. Everybody gets a package. It could be mom, right? Mom's going to get a package on what to do to sell her house before we start to get into the particulars, because you have to give people your professional context. You don't take anything for granted, because then you end up saying silly things like, oh, they cheated on me. No, you never set the relationship up correctly to protect that relationship. Okay. That's more likely than not what happens. All right. Going back in time, Paul, I think Brandy Ruiz is your gal, right? Is that right? And you sent me these early and often.
No, that's mine, Danny.
Oh, that's you.
Brandy.
Yeah, yep. Sorry.
Monica are the ones
Gabby.
that are.
Yeah, so you have Gabby. I meant to say Gabby. Okay, so Gail, you're up. Here we go. Let's do this.
I'm up. Brandy's up.
Yep. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello, Jonathan?
Yes.
Hi, Jonathan. This is Brandy with Rossetti Realty. The reason I'm calling is because I noticed your beautiful home online didn't sell, and I wanted to send you a package of information that will help you sell next time. May I go ahead and do that?
Yeah, you can send it over to me.
Okay, and is your address still 3358 Jose? Is that correct for you?
Oh, you'll probably want to email me.
Okay, and what is your email? Is it the John Hitchcock?
That is correct.
All right. I'll go ahead and get that over to you in email. And I did notice that your home is actually quite nice. Why are you trying to sell it?
We moved, and the only reason why we listed it was in order to get our loan secured. And now that we're all moved out, we're actually really ready to list it now.
Even more eager than ever. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to sell it?
I'd say about a 7.
All right. So I'll go ahead, and I'd be happy to have actually my broker Gail go ahead and deliver the package, hand deliver it to you, since you're so highly motivated. Do you want me to go ahead and check her calendar for you?
So I'm splitting my time between my new home and San Jose, so I'm not even in San Jose for a while. So that's why I was saying email's best.
Okay, I'll go ahead and have her send you out the package via email, and then go ahead and take a look at it, and I will go ahead and, if it's okay with you, I'll go ahead and check back maybe in 3 to 4 days just to see if you got the email.
You'll want to check back probably by Sunday or Monday, because I'm meeting with our agent Sunday, and everybody else I've just told, send me whatever you got via email, and if I have time, I'll talk to some other agents, but I'm looking to make a decision to pick an agent within the next, probably by Tuesday.
Okay, well, that sounds great. And seeing as how you already are meeting with agents, I'd actually like my agent to come in last. That's how confident I am in. So how about setting her up for the last appointment on that Sunday or Monday?
So right now, I just need you guys to send me some information via email to see if I'm going to have time to meet with you.
Okay, perfect. I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll go ahead and give you a call back. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jonathan.
Okay, bye.
Okay, Brandy, you here with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Give me your thoughts when you listen to it back.
Well, I listened to that call like a couple of times already, and I know that there was a lot of pauses. Like I'm trying to like look at the script and figure out like when to interject, and then I have that opportunity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, here I go. But I noticed that there is a pause there. I know within time of memorizing it and getting more familiar with the system we're using, that I'll be more prepared and there'll be no more like long pauses there.
Yeah. I really like your tone.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was really professional. That's why I let it go. There were moments I wanted to stop and say, oh, here's a little tweak, here's a little tweak. But since I really haven't listened to much from you, I wanted to get a vibe for the whole thing. Your challenge is what you just said. It's the trainability in the beginning. Right? All the telemarketers in this group come in and they default towards what they've learned and what they know as telemarketers, and you have to retrain. And that makes the same for all the mastermind members too. We're all used to we call it skimming the cream off the top. That we're always looking for the person that's ready right now only, and we don't slow down and take our time to be more articulate to create a prospect. Now, in this case, I liked the instinct, even for a rookie who's still struggling with the trainable parts of it. I like the instinct to try to close for something. But there are some questions in there, and really, when you're trying to memorize the script per se, don't memorize it as much as put your finger on it, right? What I could recommend is that you have a flip top book that at least has the first two beats there, right? And that it's in front of you. So imagine your workspace is athletically ready. That's what I like to term this whole approach, right? So I push my laptop away a little bit, and so I have this book that opens up, and on the left-hand side, I'm listening, but I'm keeping my finger where I am, because you had some really good instincts here. Well, I'm emailing, and look, we really don't want to email it. We don't, right? We want it to go physically in the mail because it is significantly different. And so when we email it, we lose a little bit of that change. In this case, it's probably necessary because he's on the fly and he's going to make a decision. He has somebody in the pole position, but there is a competitive opportunity to interview here, right? So you found a real live one. So again, the instinct to keep pushing for her was good. I think it's appropriate, given where you're at. And I think it's quite frankly all you could have done with the knowledge that you have right now. This is one of those you pick up the phone and say, Gail, just want you to know, or you send her an email. This is hot. This guy's going to make a decision by Tuesday, and you can let her decide what that hot prospect really looks like. So this thing goes out, and maybe Gail just picks up the phone and calls and said, hey, look, it's Gail, the principal here. I want to let you know we sent this stuff, but I want to make sure you see it in the order that it makes sense to you, right?
Yeah.
And then she can go through, what she sent. I mean, we send stuff like that for Zoom calls or phone calls. We send it in advance, but of course it's lost on them, right? So we'd have to have the cover letter just as it would go with expireds. We'd have to have the, market update that says what it says. We'd have to have, the 5 or 6 properties that sold around him, and then the seller course, right? And that's the order of things in the package. That's why I started the call off by saying it has to be organized that way so that you can deal with it, right? So
it's more the value, right?
Yeah, it's our everything. It's like hugely important that this is going out to them, because what's the tagline? Don't anybody help her. Let me work through this with her. What's the tagline? Have you heard me talk enough to say why us? The answer, the simple answer.
Because we have a plan.
Period. Right? Period. And so you say, we have a plan. So you have a copy of that plan that we customize, right? It's a 7-step plan. Gail follows this. But we also threw in some information that begins to really set you up to know exactly how the market's doing, exactly what the money's buying. So competitively, as we come over to the plan, we have the real market data that sets us up for success, right?
Yep.
And of course, we could send a net sheet when you talk to Gail. So we're trying to, this is really one of those real short, quick turnarounds. But I thought overall it was good. And just keep your finger on that pulse and try to say the exact words that are there, because I know it sounds weird when you're first coming in and you have experience, but I want rapport. You'll get it. You'll get it. You'll get the rapport. But especially in a first call, he's got so much going on that we want to sound different, right?
Yep.
It's not just that we have a plan. It's how we articulate how he's going to get it, what's involved, right? Say, look, I'd also like hearing you. I'd like to FedEx it to you. Where are you? Are you in San Jose? Because I'll have it there tomorrow. That's how serious we are about it. I'll have it there, because when it comes physically, just a little bit easier to digest. I'll do what you want me to do, and I'll email it. But I want to send this to you in a package as well. What's the best overnight address? And just be aggressive. I'm going to give you permission to do that, especially with the whales that she hunts out there, right? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Overall, I don't want to get too far down the lane on tactical stuff, other than go back to the scripts and keep your finger on it and get it in a book. 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beats, and really just leave your finger where you are, right? As he's talking, where am I? Okay.
Okay.
Good job, though. Very, very
All
good.
right,
I mean, tone is excellent. You sound super professional. All right, let's do your other one.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Freddie?
This is Fred.
Hi, Fred. My name is Brandy, and I'm with Rosetti Realty. I was giving you a call because I noticed your beautiful home online didn't sell, and I wanted to send you a package of information that will help you sell it next time. May we do that?
Yeah, sure. Email me something.
Okay, let me go ahead and I have the 49 Magnolia Drive, California address. No, let me just go ahead and add that so I can email that over to you. What is your email, Fred?
FredKelley1
All right. And I do see you do have a beautiful home. Why are you trying to sell it right now?
We have interest in getting some higher income properties.
Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how highly motivated would you say you are to sell?
There's 6 months left on the lease, so people are renting it right now, and they have a year option, so they might be there for 18 months. But if you get me an offer for $10 million, I'm 10 out of 10 ready to sell it.
10 out of 10 ready to sell it. Okay, well, since you are so highly motivated, I know you did say to email you the package, but I'd actually like to have my broker hand deliver that package if you'd like.
Well, I live in San Luis Obispo.
Oh, okay. So you're not in the area of the actual.
Same thing, FedEx.
Right. The rental. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and get that in the email to you, Fred. And is it okay if I give you a call maybe in 2 days just to see if you received my email?
No, I'll respond to your email. You won't need to do that. I'll respond to your email, and I'll tell you exactly what I just told you about. It's rented for 18 months. If you bring me an offer for $10 million, I'll sell it, and that's where it stands.
Okay. All right. Perfect. It was great speaking with you, and I look forward to working with you in the future, Fred.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, okay. I mean, he's a little bit goofy, but he has no motivation. He didn't answer your question, but he gave you the answer. How much it expired at what number? Help me out here.
What are you meaning?
Expired
The dollar
price?
value?
What was the expired price?
Oh, 10.5. Beautiful property.
Yeah. Okay. So it is a biggie, and he is looking for the $10 million.
I mean, I think he's highly motivated. I think
Yeah, he is at the
I mean,
right
he's
number.
like, if you got a buyer, like.
Well, he is
yeah.
at the right number, but we just don't know what happened. right? So we don't know.
Mhm.
We don't know what happens. So bring me a buyer. Well, that's the same objection that happens all the time. Say, well, look, let me just get you Gail's plan and let me follow up. Okay. And then what
Yeah.
I'll do is I'll make sure that, Gail follows up so she can ask a few more pertinent questions about the property. See if she can match you up with somebody at 10 million. Just pass it off to her. Right.
Yeah, I messaged Gail right away after that.
Yeah, good. All right, Gail, any comments on these before we move on? Because this is good. It's just the same, same thing. The advice is stick to the very specific words as often as possible. You're getting a few word whiskers, but you're very good. And then the other thing is you just, understand that it's best to FedEx a package out to these people, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know I had that option.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's awesome.
Well, it gives it more power. Say, look, you're highly motivated. I'm going to email it, but it's just a string of stuff. I'd like you to have this stuff. It's also going to, and if he asks you, that's what you say. Say, look, it's a market update so you can see exactly what's happening. But more importantly, there's going to be about 5 or 6 properties that sold in and around the 10 million bucks, direct from MLS, complete with pictures and details, so you know exactly what happened. That's super valuable to any of them. Okay. So
Okay.
I want you connected to that because that makes everybody see. Go ahead and send me the information and I'll decide if I want to respond, says the first guy. Well, nobody's going to do what you're sending. So it wouldn't be bad to hit him and say, well, look, just to qualify, what's going to come in the email? Here's what you're going to get. You get a market update with all the stats. You're going to get 5 or 6 properties that sold in and around your price range when you were on the market. And you're going to get a copy of the plan that Gail customizes for her clients, right?
Yep.
So you want to start to articulate that to them so that they know what's coming and they know it's different when they kind of put you off like this. Okay?
Okay.
Because these are weak prospects at the moment that could become very hot very quickly, right?
Okay. Yep.
And my dear, if you get one $10 million listing, you're off to a pretty dang good start. Okay?
Okay.
Bravo. Gail, anything to add?
No, I mean, but I like the fact about the FedEx. I never thought about that.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's just
we just happened to get 2 people that wanted to have email.
Yeah.
And I did follow up. We're following up, but FedEx would be good.
Yeah, well, I think she can listen to them and say, sure, I'll email it. Let me get your best email. Good. Boom. By the way, though, it's a pretty comprehensive package. I'd also like to FedEx you out the physical package because it's a little bit easier to consume that way. Here's what's going to be in it.
Okay.
What's the best address? You know what I mean? Just take it further.
Yeah,
These are hot prospects. And as we say, she got 2 elephants by the ears right here, right? So, all right, Jason Young, you are up next with Brandy's calls.
Hello, this is
Tracy. Tracy, right? These are Tracy's calls?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go, buddy.
Hello, this is Antonella. Hi, hello, Tracy. Hello. Hi, my name is Tracy. I'm calling with the Miranda Real Estate Group, and I'm calling because I know that you live in the Avon Crest neighborhood. So I'd like to send you a copy of the latest real estate neighborhood real estate market update, so you can see what's happening with your property value. May I do that? Sure, absolutely. That would be great.
Awesome.
Okay, what is the best email to get that information to you? Okay, so it's Antonella.
Just block it for a second.
NLA dot GAON 20
A big one.
gmail.com. At gmail.com. So correct. And I will send this info over right away. By the way, do you know any neighbors who are thinking about selling? No, to be honest. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Absolutely. What about you? What do you think you're going to make your next move? To be honest, I don't know. We were casually looking, but looking at the prices, like the prices right now, it's kind of like ridiculous. But we were casually looking around, actually, since we're talking, we were looking around Colony because of the taxes and everything. So, okay. If you have anything, if you were to do something, do you have an agent that you would work with? No, we don't. Okay. Well, we would love to stay in contact with you. Sure. That's okay. Okay. Absolutely. I'm going to get this information out to you, and follow up with you, just periodically, just to see if you're doing okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. And if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to me. My name is Tracy. Absolutely, Tracy. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Happy holidays to you and your family. Happy holidays. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, Jason, I have to pull up the script because look at my little Cheshire cat smile here today is that this is for all of you prospecting fans and list building fans. This is Jason having Tracy call into a neighborhood to try to build a list of interested parties and use that call for the market newsletter update, which is a script. It's all scripted out, right? So if you run out of, for example, expireds and you don't have a lot, like where he lives in Albany, it's tricky. There's not that many, so there are other things a telemarketer can do to build a list. And then to ask, do you know anybody? And but he built her onto the list, and she's there, and she is casually looking. So what he's doing is he's going to now be able to own space in somebody's world with the email. By the way, one pro tip: always confirm the email address. Right? Always confirm it. You got it, but confirm, because it was a long one. You want to confirm that you have it precisely. Because the worst thing could be is you have it and then it's just not right. We have to go back and we have egg on our face, right? So just always confirm the data. The data and the protection thereof becomes massively critical for all of you telemarketers to help us keep a clean database. That's the act of prospecting. This gal's a sweetheart. She was really, here we go again. The benefit of curating, going out and finding it, organizing it, and delivering it is a massive free service to people. And you can hear that would be great. Right? So the language that's being used, I just wanted to review that. That's all I'm at, because now, since we finally have somebody actually doing this and you can see the positive result, to at least list build. I know it's not as good as an expired that says yes or no, probate that says yes or no, but this is that next level of calling into an area where people own the property that he would love to list. It's targeted, approach. So I'm just looking up this right now. I'm going to read this through. This is the market update, circle prospecting or farming script, right? Where we call around a neighborhood regarding just solds, just listers, or general market update information, which is the script she used. So here's what it sounds like. Let's see if it sounds exactly like what she was saying. Because this is the second call today that we review. We're like, okay, really try to stick to the words as you get, as you go along. Don't get comfortable ever. Keep learning the words better and better, right? Jason, this is Danny Griffin from Griffin Realty Group. I'm calling you because I noticed, what? Let me read it. I'm calling you because I noticed you live in X neighborhood, and I want to let you know that the X neighborhood real estate market update came out. And I'd like to send you a copy of the report with all the details so you can see how it affects your value. Right? She was pretty close to that. It's pretty close, right? It's a little bit more verbose here. So it's this just came out. That's that newsy thing. I've got this newsy thing for you, and this just came out. I'd like to get it to you, right? May I do that? And when she says yes, right? What's your best email address? And then if she slows it down a little bit, she could get mailing address, because she could say, yeah, from time to time we send it in a printed format too. And is this the best telephone number to reach you in the future? See, if we slow it down and we really think about what the purpose of this call is, it's not exactly just like the expireds. It's more to build a list of people that are getting the highest level interesting information, which is the newsletter. I'm going to repeat the terms, right, or the words. The latest X neighborhood real estate market update came out, and I'd like to send you a copy of the report with all the details so you can see how it affects your value. Your. Okay? That's the benefit to them. Here's what I have. It has details so you can see how it affects your value. So the essence of what's triggering the positive response is that. May I do that? Great. Now, because we're list building, let's get the one that guarantees it's easy and free delivery. Email. What's your best mailing address? Now, if they say, oh, just send it to email. Well, from time to time, we'd like to send out, more detailed reports, and we just like to be able to drop that in the mail to you too. It's free. It's no obligation, whatever we have to say to sell it. And then lastly, is this the best telephone number to reach you in the future? Now you're walking away with potentially, okay, a really fully formed market update. And, we could ask for the name. I mean, as we get better at this and we listen as a group, we can make sure we're confirming everything, because what you want to walk away with is a marketable, interested, right? Really, this is still a lead. It's not really a prospect. She's not doing anything, but it's a warmer batch of leads where this gal may decide to do something. And if she's getting that marketing of information, right, and it's helpful to her, now all of a sudden we're in front of her every month, and maybe even a mailer quarterly on top of it, just like we do for past clients. Okay. So then it's, by the way, while I have you, I'm wondering if you know of any of your neighbors, if any of your neighbors are thinking about selling. Okay. So the language is a little bit different for what she had, but she was close. And the horseshoes game won here, right? It was good. How about you? Are you thinking about selling? Right. And so she got to that. And if it's a yes, then you go through the rest of the stuff. But that was pretty dang good. So I'm thrilled that happened.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like, I talked to Tracy about this one too. Where it could have been stronger is on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to sell now? Because she has a real reason. Mosquito taxes are killer. The only reason that someone's in that area generally is because of the school district.
Yeah.
So there could have been some more questions asked there. But, why are you thinking about selling?
Yeah.
Is it just the taxes? Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to sell now? So continuing through beat 2 as far as she could take it. So that was my feedback.
Yeah.
Hey, because you said she may not be, she's just a lead. Well, she might actually be a prospect if we ask a few more questions, see what her time frame is. Because that mosquito tax bill is coming in the summer. That's inside of 12 months.
Yeah.
If she wants to get out of that, then that's a prospect.
Well, it gets there. It's a soft yes, right? Are you thinking about saying, well, we've dabbled? Oh, really? Why? See what I mean? It's right there.
She said why,
Yeah.
because
How motivated,
taxes,
right?
Yeah.
And now you're starting to get into it. So, and then the idea is, if you go back to the script on the expired script, you go back to when we're really digging in there, that qualification is there that you're talking about, right? Because you're really starting to say, well, why so low? What would prevent you? That's what you're talking about. If they're not a 9 to 10, why so low is a critical question, right?
Yeah, and that's all in B2 of the script she's using for circle prospecting. So it's all there.
Good. Yep. Well, second call today. Stick with the script, ladies, as tightly as you can. We know you're trying to learn a lot all at once and be trainable. Keep your finger on the script. Next one. Here we go.
Hello? Oh, hi.
By the way, we had a couple of big pregnant pauses here in the beginning. What's our technology, Jason? What are we doing that there's a pause there? Is it because it's a triple dialer, or what's going on there?
No, single line.
Okay.
Tracy, maybe you could comment on that call. Why the pause? Generally, I haven't heard that for her, so it may have just been she was distracted for a beat. But I'm only speculating. I don't think we have a tech issue.
I don't think it's a tech issue. I think we couldn't hear each other and couldn't connect at first.
Okay.
So it was a couple of hellos, and then I think she heard me.
All right. The reason I brought it up because it was a little bit in the first call too. Here's what I would do. Just make an assumption you have the right person and say their name with authority. Come down a little bit in your tone. Tracy?
Okay.
Right? Tracy?
Yeah.
Right? Just hit them like that. Boom. Right?
That's right.
And just let them go. I think what we try to do is when we're stumbling a little bit with bad connections or their delays or whatever, just say their name with a question mark, pause, let them knee-jerk respond to it. That's a trigger, right? But if we say, hi, is Tracy there? It's a little too much almost. Tracy? Right?
Right.
Maybe if you hear a guy's voice and you're calling for Tracy, is Tracy there? Right? With some authority, right? So it's inflect downwards a little bit. But I think maybe that helps. We'll see. So it's not a big deal until it's a big deal. We're 7 seconds into when this recording starts and we're sort of fumbling still, right? So those 2-3 seconds of fumbling can just make it a little bit harder to stay on track. That's all.
Who's this?
Okay.
This is Tracy with the Miranda Real Estate Group. I'm calling because I noticed you live in the Country Knolls West neighborhood. So I'd like to send you a copy of the latest neighborhood real estate market update so you can see what's happening with your property value. May I do that?
Sure, of course. I know Willie, so I might say hi.
Okay, I will do. What's the best email to send this information to?
It goes to be a one-time mailing?
Yes.
Okay. So my name, ANG Street at AOL. And
Okay, it's not a one-time mailing. Is that what she asked?
Well, it is. It's a neighborhood report.
Well, it's not a one-time. It would be coming to her on the regular.
If she likes the information and wants to accept the monthly market update, but right now she's pushing back on getting a monthly market update.
Who's pushing back?
She is. Is it a one-time thing? Oh, I see what you're saying.
She's not pushing. She's not pushing back. She just asked.
No, it's a monthly market update. Fair enough. Yep.
Yeah. Remember, this is a marketable list you're creating, so you probably don't want anybody on it who doesn't want it regularly.
Yeah, we get to a better place. But I hear you.
Street at
No.
AOL.
ANG Street.
ANG Street at AOL. Okay, gotcha. But by the way, Ms. Street, do you know any neighbors who are thinking about selling?
Well, I know we are probably next year because we're moving down to South Carolina.
Oh, you know, with South Carolina? Okay.
Now with my business to Willie. That's good. Our daughters went to grade school together.
Is that right? Okay.
Played basketball.
Okay.
Tell them I say hi.
Okay. I'm actually working under Jason Young, but I will pass the message on to Willie.
Okay.
So next year sometime. Okay, perfect. Well, we'll get that information
What are
right
the
after you.
what are the rates going?
It's all going to be in the email.
Oh, okay.
Report. You'll be able to see everything.
Good answer.
Okay.
Sounds
So,
good.
I'll get that right out to you, and thank you for talking to me, and happy holidays.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Okay, well, you've got somebody who's going to do it next year, and you bail on it, right?
Right.
So I think it's just we get excited, we get lost. There's a lot going on here. Tracy, tell me what happened in the second beat. I mean, why didn't you go the second beat on this as you listened to it?
That's exactly what you just said. I got excited about what she said.
Yeah.
And it just threw me for a loop because I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
So
it's excitement. It's the excitement caused by success. I get it, right? So it's pretty normal. It's just slow down and remember that your job, quote unquote, is to keep taking it as far as you can. Just like he said in the last one, if we really, these questions are amazingly powerful. Look at how powerful it is. Here's two examples of people say, yeah, that's great. I mean, but even if you go back and look at the verbiage on how to make that offer, you could be even better, right? The latest market update just came out, and I'd like to get you a copy so that you can see how it affects your value, right? Very powerful words. Your, very powerful. Value, your value, super powerful, right? Who doesn't want this information? That's serious about selling, and she's serious. They're going, right? So the idea is just slow it down and say, oh, that's interesting. Wonderful. I'll say hi to Willie for you. Hey, while I have you, why were you thinking about moving south? Right. And I think you started to try to relate to her in there while it was going on. I think you might have said you live, or did you say something about where you live?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. It sounded like there was a little bit talking over each other. This is just advice to everybody. Try to stay as few words as you can and let them talk. And when they answer, I really liked what you did when she said, what are the rates? Oh, it's all in there. That was a good answer, right? That was a good answer. Just, it's all in the information. It's all in the newsletter because it is. There's an interest rate in there, right? That's where they're at.
Right.
So it's just a matter of she's a good gal. She's playing the game and you got her there. But this is a prospectable woman to put into that funnel. I'm going to move next year. Right?
Right.
She's a real
and she knew us. She was familiar with us. So
yeah.
Jason and I talked about that.
Yeah, good.
She knows Willie, so she's familiar with us.
Yep.
So I should have took that to my advantage as well.
Well, you just slow down. That's all. Just slow down. Try to curb your enthusiasm because your job is to get him an appointment ultimately. And if we can do one, relatively quickly in a couple of beats, then you want to do it. It's okay because the next time you call, I just want to make sure you got the market update and Jason gives you a little talking point, right? Mm-hmm. And now I liked how you introduced Jason. He's in there. This is going to go out the door. So all this is happening correctly. Nothing wrong with it. It's slow down in both of these and get to those beats and keep your finger. Like I recommend, put the 3 beats in a booklet, that sort of covered up, meaning, you're not going to spill all over it, just the plastic covers. You put your finger on the beat, and as she start to transition, put your finger on the second beat, right?
Right.
So you don't forget. It makes you kinesthetically involved, right? Meaning physically. If it's just auditorily, you're not allowing even just a finger touch on the script to keep you there. You're not using all your senses to keep you under control during the excitement. Make sense?
Yes.
Let's do another one.
Hello.
Hello, hi, Mr. Chapman.
Yes.
My name is Tracy. I'm calling with the Miranda Real Estate Group. I'm calling because I know that you live in the Country Knolls West neighborhood. So I'd like to send you a copy of the latest neighborhood real estate market update so you can see what's happening with your property value. May I do that?
Sure.
Yeah. It's just a good offer, isn't it?
What is the best email to get this information to you?
Richie Chap. CHAP as in .com.
RichieChat@iCloud.com. Great. We'll send this info right over to you. By the way, do you know any neighbors who are thinking about selling?
Hello? You're breaking out. Hello?
I'm sorry, do you know any neighbors who are thinking about selling?
Yeah, I guess what I'm finding, the two of you, is it's a little bit abrupt, right? It's a little abrupt, and that's why I think once it's there, great. What's your best email address? What's your best mailing address? Is this the best number to reach you at in the future? It's that. By the way, just calm it down a little bit. It sounds abrupt. It sounds like it's almost like the transition between give and take is too tight for me, right? Just
What is the scripted as is, by the way? I don't know if Tracy said it there, but
say again.
you said the by the way transition's missing. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know that it's missing. It just feels like because we go, what's the best address? Wonderful.
Great.
I'll
We'll
check.
send it, yep.
I'll check in with you in a couple of days. We haven't written it in there, but I think it needs a segue because it's working, right? She's definitely got this working. This list is going to get built fast at this pace. So now you have these people in there, and just slowing it down there. And then, by the way, it's just more light. We lighten it up. By the way, I'm wondering, while I have you, I'm wondering if you know of any of the neighbors that are thinking about selling. Have you thought about selling? Right? So that's sort of the, just slowing it down a little bit, and maybe, Jason, this needs to be tweaked. By the way, I'm wondering if you know if any of the neighbors are thinking about selling, so we could include them in the list as well. Right? Maybe that's it. So
yeah, it's kind of similar to your database follow up where it's like, anybody else who would benefit from our plan.
Yeah,
it's like a similar kind of.
Exactly right, which is what made me think of it. So maybe you and I talk next week a little bit about maybe a couple tweaks here. But I think the most important thing is use all the words in the main pitch, right? Role play that with her. Slow her down in the may I do that, and maybe see if she can form a mailing address too, right? This guy's a little bit shorter with her. And then the next thing is, Tracy, just lighten it up a little bit. Be you, be Tracy, be that big smiling gal that I know, right? By the way, get that big smile, right? Let that loose. Like literally, like use that as a segue into, by the way, while I have you, it's lighter. Okay.
Okay.
So authoritative in the beginning, Tracy, that's authoritative. Hey, by the way, right? Just lighten it up a little because it just sounds abrupt, right?
Okay.
Good. Bravo, though. As you know, I think you're very good. So I think it's good. And Jason, thank you so much for pushing on the market.
There's more. There's more to that call.
Yeah. I'm going to let it go because I'm going to run out of time. I've heard enough that I think it's good, and my advice is consistent across. Let's go back and slow it down and pick it up again next week. Then we can talk one-on-one.
Okay.
All right, Desi.
Thanks, Tracy.
Good job, Tracy. Proud of you. That's real good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's real good. Trey, let's see. Desi, you with me today?
Oh, yep. I just had to figure out how to unmute.
Okay, cool. So, bravo. I'm going to compliment Desi in front of everybody, and AKA compliment, not AKA, but also Eli. These two have done a just a brilliant job in pushing the agenda for management. So in front of me, just so you know, I'm not going to show it on the screen today, but I have telemarketing trackers that are being sent to me, which makes this a very easy thing to manage, so that when Sativa comes now, she can be fully coached, right? Where I can look at the hours that happened this week, the call attempts, the live conversations, and more importantly, what happened from the live conversations. And that's the big thing that I'm working with Eli and Desi on, where they're able to really give me a sense of, managing this stuff, right? So when I look at this, I see that Sativa, I mean, she's a beast with the dials. 1,062 dials led to 18 conversations, right? So what I look for, and I challenge Desi, and I'll challenge you today, Sativa, 18 conversations all need an outcome, right? They all need an outcome. They all need a recording, and they all need an outcome. So my challenge is I go to the bottom of the list and I see delete contacts. So in other words, of the 18 conversations, 11 of them are going to go away as delete contacts, right? So I'm not going to say that Desi should be listening to every one of those with you to ensure that you're asking to delete these people for the right or wrong reasons, but a sampling of a couple of them, Des and Sativa, would be well served. The problem is, and it's the same thing when we looked at Brandy's numbers last week, there's no accounting for the rest of these, okay? So I'm talking about 7 conversations that are not accounted for. Because my presumption is if they're not deleted contacts, they should be packages sent, right? I mean, I know that there will be some nebulous in-betweens, but I'm not seeing anything. So that leads me to ask, what's going on here, right? Which I will ask both of you now. What's going on here? And again, you're the quote unquote guinea pigs who have been awesome at making sure these are filled out and trying to be as accurate as possible, led by Desi. But we have unaccounted for information. And where this whole group's trying to move to is everything's accounted for. Because if you have 18 conversations in the Bay Area and there are 7 that were not delete contacts, I'm just going to take a wild guesstimate that each one could be worth a gross commission of $20,000. Okay, that's $140,000 of unaccounted for potential. I need to know. Des, you need to know. Eli, you need to know. All of you need to know, because that's what's passing through telemarketing. We only hear the voices. We don't see the values. Well, I'm going to say it again. We only hear the people. We don't see the values. When you begin to attach value to what these people are that are being prospected, even if they're prospect lights, they've agreed to a package. Super lights, if they've agreed to they're not even prospects yet, they're leads that Jason was, doing, but they're warm leads because they've granted permission marketing, right? So from that pile, it's just another way, like the expireds, if he has a mailing list, people can move into this. But man, when somebody has a real why and they have a motivation, somewhere in the next 12 months to be a 9 to 10, I want them accounted for. Okay. So you want to comment on that, both of you?
I want to say maybe I didn't get this past week a lot of solid conversations. They were mostly a lot of pickup and hang-ups, no thank you. I tried to record them because I'm trying to work on my objectives. Well, did your plans change, etc.?
Yeah, they have to be categorized, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they have to be categorized. Yes. They can't, and I have no problem with that. I realize that that's a reality, especially the way you crank through calls, right? There's a reality.
And I want to go back to that person, and I see a process, when I'm calling, and I want to go back to that person. The story may change. He may speak English. He may not speak English. I want to catch them. I want to see. I want to get the real story.
Yeah. Well, what happened that you didn't get it on the first call is my first question.
Hang-ups mostly.
Okay, so they're just hanging up on you?
Just hanging up. No, thank you. Hang up. And that's why I tried to record everything. Did your plans change? Hang up.
Yeah.
Immediately. So I tried to record everything to hear them.
Okay, well, look at to me, That's a delete contact. I mean, if to me, if they don't, that's a pure indication that they're not interested. Presuming one thing, get me a couple of those recordings so I just make sure I oversee it's not something you're saying, and worse, even a little subtlety, right? Which is why I brought it up earlier. Sometimes if we don't have that first name with a question mark and we inflect down with authority, it can be that subtle that leads to some of the hangups. But in my world, I don't want you like obsessing over trying to bring Lazarus back from the dead, like I always say, okay? If somebody says they're not interested in what we have, there are so many people that are. We're better off taking the resource of time and applying it to them. And as your book builds out, you're creating a list of prospects who are going to need more time. They're going to need more of your relationship with them, right? So early on when a telemarketer comes in, telemarketer's pounding away at leads. So there's a lot of volume. But then prospects get created. And then those prospects start to come up in the queue one day and then many days. They're more important to call first every day than a lead because you're already in relationship. They're further down, close to becoming a client, right? So you have to understand where we're going with this is this list. That's why the contact pipeline manager becomes critical so that you and Desi and Eli are looking at a list of names and this qualitative information, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to know, you and Desi in a conversation, I want you to know where this all stands, right? Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Because
I can send you, I have listened to quite a few of her calls where she's talking. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't sound like anything is going wrong necessarily. They either just hang up or say they're not interested. But yeah, I'll send some of those to you.
Well, I would have her put the burden back on you. Say, look, this is a delete contact, but you might want to listen to it, right? Because it's a little bit more. She gets a little bit further, and then you make that call. But I don't want her bogged down by those people, right? And then the accounting comes, and you can say, yeah, geez, I mean, out of 18, we're the shitty week. We were 18 for 18. All hang-ups or all this, and okay, good. Do you have the proof? And spot check it, right? It's easy. So, all right, let's listen to a call.
Hello, this is Satita with Compass. I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it next time. Will I do that? You know what? We actually decided not to sell. So we're not selling it. Okay, did your plans change? Yeah, unfortunately our son passed away.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Oh, I am so sorry. I apologize. No, that's okay. Thank you, ma'am. Sure, bye-bye.
Yeah, you don't have to apologize. It's just, just say I'm sorry for you. But
I just felt bad.
Yeah, I know. I got it.
It was just empathy.
Yeah, it's this is what real estate's all about, real.
Correct.
Right?
You never know what you're going to get. And I'm trying to make every conversation count.
You were great. You were upbeat. Be careful. Don't get too sing-songy sometimes. Just make sure you cheat. If you're going to be on the spectrum to being the upbeat sativa version, just make sure there's enough authority in it that this matters, right? Don't make it sound so light that it doesn't matter what you want to offer. But yeah, nothing you can do about that. And if that's the example, look, that's effective and it's a delete contact. I mean, we don't want to beat on that. I mean, she said, no, plans changed. We lost our son and end of story, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. All right, Desi, next is Brandy stuff. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet. Sativa, while that's coming up, what was the tone this week? What'd you think of the tenor of the marketplace during the holiday?
Very slow.
Yeah. Okay. Figured so.
Very slow and very. I tried to be upbeat and engage in conversation.
Great.
Yeah, and I called some of my follow-ups also, which was good, and I had a little bit positive.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Just keep going. It's just one of those weeks, right? Just make sure. The key. Write this down. Account for everything. Okay.
Yep.
That's the key.
I agree.
That's what I'm looking for from everybody. Okay, 24 hours from Brandy led to 1,464 calls. We've got 8 connects. So Sativa had a higher connect ratio, it looks like, but we got 8 and same issue. I've got only 1 of 8 accounted for. So Brandy, tell me.
It showed 90, I thought.
I'm sorry, delete contacts, 90. Well, how do we delete 90 if we talk to 8?
I don't know what happened there.
Brandy?
Their numbers are actually bad, Danny. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There, a lot of the people that I put into the DNC are literally from September and October, and their numbers are literally bad. It's always a fax. It's a no answer. So I was told to put, the ones that are bad into the DNC. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. But I actually had conversations with 8 people, and they're all accounted for, and I got a package out of it.
Okay, so I see the package, but okay, so
yes.
Okay, so you're telling me the other 7 are deletes. There was only 1 package.
No, there was only 1 package. They're not deletes. Diane Yost was a package. Aryo Deji, I tried to talk to her husband to get that number for the condo so that I could get them the proper package sent to them because it was a condo and I didn't have it. And then Clifford, another gentleman who was a follow-up as well, he said that he didn't get the mailer, so I'm going to wait till after the holidays and contact him again. Parnesh was also a no mailer. And I'm going to go ahead and call him back. He said he didn't receive it either. I'm going to wait and see if that passes after the holidays to see if he got it again. Okay. And then I also had another gentleman who said that he didn't receive his mail yet either. These are my follow-ups, were the ones that I had contact with. Okay. And I'm going to check back as well next week. Another one, Arlene, just had knee surgery. And she was in a lot of pain, so I'm going to try her back on January 5th. I already have a follow-up set for that as well. Okay. Andre is not really in the market to sell right now, but he didn't receive his mailer. I'm still going to follow up with him as well. Okay. And then I tried to follow up with Adele Shakri, and they hung up. So I was thinking maybe it's just the holiday, and I figured I would try to follow up on Sunday with that person. Okay. So all the people I contacted, I actually have notes and everything. All right. So one of the things it's just hitting me here as I look at this spreadsheet to account for those people that fit this category of kind of the nebulous person that's already got, was supposed to get the package. Those are really like seller or buyer prospects created, right? That's what they are. Because if somebody says yes to the package, the package is sent. You see those buyer and seller prospects created? See those? On the left-hand side? On the tracker, buyer and seller prospects. Let's start accounting for what you just said. If somebody said yes to the package, but you're kind of following up on it, let's put them in there each week. Like once they say yes to something, it's package sent, and I would it's tough. This is tricky. So do you want me to do it like when they get a package, like Diane Yost from the 29th? I apologize. Okay. So should I have put prospect created and package sent? Yeah, I think so. So 1 and 1? I think so. Let me sleep on it. I want to make sure that's the right way I was thinking when I had it built this way. And now that we're actually having people account for it nicely like this, it's, I really want that debit and credit to balance. You know what I mean? Like you make 8, okay, what's it look like? Well, they're still prospects, but they're prospect lights, right? I guess, I think we should do that, Brandy, each week, because then the 8 evens out. You know what I mean? And we have it here. We're like, okay, yeah, this all happened. Because we don't really need to talk about those people again. Because what's hitting me is this is really a lead tracker. Lead moving to prospects, whereas your prospects, that's almost like a whole different thing. I know it's tricky because you're going to be like, well, shit, my hours, I'm telemarketing. That's why I want to sleep on this, okay? Let me sleep on it. Let me talk to Serena a little bit about maybe how we account for this better. But that's good. What was more important to me is, every one of the names and you're defending every one of the qualitative situations. That's all I can ask for, right? Exactly. And I have notes exactly that correlate onto the actual lead itself. It says, you know, he hung up, I'm going to try him after the holiday and such and such. And I have the follow-up set, and I also have my own notes as well that I keep track of. So I know who I need to call as well, not just looking on Mojo. I already know for my day who I need to call.
Now, what we talked about before, and I hammer everybody, including you, on this. If somebody says, like, I want a package, I really, really need you to document a simple why they're doing it on a scale of 1 to 10. Excuse me, I got this terrible cough this week. On a scale, hang on. That's what happens when you're hanging around an infirmary with your boys. Yeah, everybody in my house has been sick. I'm usually the Iron Man, and they finally all got to me. So the idea is, once that package is sent, I got to be able to see notes somewhere that say why, on a scale of 1 to 10, how were they then, when they'd be a 9 to 10. Simple. I don't want to book. If you need notes to keep you, great. But for me to sit there and consult, you know, Eli or Desi, I got to see that you just got me those answers, like I said last week. And remember, you were disconnected from that because your brain is still not trained fully. Why? 1 to 10. When will you be a 9 to 10? I need those three, right? Because that will help me qualitatively build the list that matters, because really where the money is made is in that list. But we must get really trained well there and disciplined to only allow those people into the club that give you clarity. All the stuff you just told me, there's a lot of people that are sort of building up. Remember, a package sent, Brandy, is nothing more than a prospect at its lightest, right? It's somebody who had a real why, who had a 9 to 10 that might not be 9 to 10 for the meeting, and they will be inside the next 12 months. That validates package sent. We don't want light packages. We want that stuff answered, validate the package, and now we're trying to coordinate. Oh, I didn't get it. All that bullshit that's real, we're going to have to deal with that, right? So.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah. Right. Go ahead, Lee.
Shouldn't that stuff be on the pipeline manager?
It is when a prospect gets created.
That's where I want my people.
I know, but hold on. Let me answer you. When they really got it, and it's, you know, we've confirmed, it's really the prospect manager lead starts once they have had the conversation after package delivered.
Right, but you're saying put notes and stuff on the Teletracker, which that's not really what its purpose
No, that's not what I'm saying. She needs those answers in some database somewhere.
Right. There's room in Mojo, which is where most of the notes are placed.
Yeah, she just needs
just putting it under the lead in Mojo.
Yeah. Any telemarketer should not be validating a package sent without knowing those three core things, right? Because we're trying to protect.
If the package is sent, then they should be put in the pipeline manager with the active follow-up.
It's a really good question. It's a toughie. It's a toughie. I think yes is probably the right answer until we see that it's, you know, bubbled up. But it's a separate category. It's a holding tank, Lee. That's why I want to sleep on this, okay? Because it's working, obviously. It's a holding tank. The ones that really are on that sheet, Lee, you have now set it up. The competition lane is set up for follow-up, right? Follow me? So it's like purgatory in between lead and prospect, you know, tracker sheet. You're in there with all this stuff that you can hear. The reality of Brandy's life there is, well, this guy didn't get it. This guy's saying this. You know what I mean? That's why I go back to the beginning and say, all right, everybody slow down. Make sure you verify the mailing address very clearly, right? And if it's a really good prospect that you think something's going to happen, my recommendation is ask management, should we FedEx? Because I think he's really good. Here's his why, here's his motivation. I think if you FedEx it, you're probably going to be in there in the next couple of weeks. But we do have this issue now that's clear to me today. There's a purgatory type of stage between really becoming a club member, right? It's that really kind of wishy-washy vetting moment in that first week. Did you get it? Wonderful. Let me just reiterate, here's why you were doing this. This is it, right?
What do you think about adding those questions to the pipeline manager so that once it's added into the pipeline manager, they can go back on their follow-up call, then they can click on the link and update the file? Yeah, we got the package, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's why
because I want them to be able to defend this. Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want the list bloated. So.
Yeah, right. And for me, Lee, you're talking about like this is here we are in this Band-Aid situation again, right? So for me, that is happening. Kathy Dillon, if you want to speak to this, I know she was on here earlier. I just can't see who's on there at the moment. But
and we should be able to do that at a pipeline manager though too. Also,
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure. Go ahead.
So I was going to say, we're actually just switching over to HubSpot. We're in the process right now. So we will be having it set up that they can, as soon as they get off the call with somebody that wants a mailer, that they can go in and fill out all the information in their name, address, why they want the mailer, or how motivated they are, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we have.
And then that way, when they do a follow-up, they can see those notes.
We have a master form that forces all that. So look at. Let's kick this to next week. I think it's an excellent question, and it comes up now because this is working. And so, Brandy, that was a pretty good accounting of names, right? You're much more in touch. 1 week later, I told you, you've got to be in touch with the names. And now you see all this other stuff has to get forced, right? Nobody should be in anybody's prospect club unless we have fully formed information. We have those 3 questions and we have a value, right? I mean, to me, that's the critical stuff. So this is a better way to defend it. All right, guys, I got to move on. Good job, though. Des, very good job at, getting this. And now it's just an accounting thing, right? But that was good improvement. All right, let's see what I got. I got Grant, Sonia, and Paul. And I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to speed through this. I'm going to take one from each. So here we go. Grant, any debt?
Thank you, Danny, for the feedback and everything. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All good. Yep. Good job. Good improvement week to week. Here we go.
I had to run, Danny. I'm trying to get her signed in through her phone, so we'll give a second.
I'm gonna just listen to it and keep it moving and analyze it. Let's see.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Hello, this is Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. My name is Adette, and I'm calling from Van Dyke Realty Group. And I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed it didn't sell. So I'd just like to send you some information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
No, thank you. I appreciate it, though.
Have your plans changed for the home?
They did change for Christmas, yes.
Oh, okay. Do you think you're going to relist it later, or
yes,
we
are.
Okay. Yeah. So the information that I wanted to send you is basically just some comps in the area for the period of time that your home was on the market, and so that when you are ready to sell, you'll have this information. And gosh, you could even sell it by yourself if you wanted to with that info.
No, thank you.
Okay, it's a no.
Okay, well, I appreciate your time.
Good. Yeah, it's a no. I mean, that's good. And not bad, Edette, if she's not on here. What she should do, though, is role play with you what's in the package, right?
Yes.
That's it. So we do have a coachable moment there. Go back and really stick to the words, everybody. Look, I can't say enough times, and I know Edette's going to have a little trouble kind of, getting trained there, too. So there you go, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, just role play it out with her, Grant. Very good, though. We know she's a winner. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I'm struggling here. Let me kick Sam. Okay. So, Sonia, I will help you figure out Zoom. I don't know why you're having trouble with Zoom. It's pretty straightforward, but let's see. Let's go to this. Sam, you with me? Okay.
Hi.
Hi, here we go.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hi. Is this Rodlin?
This is her.
Hi there. This is Sam. I'm calling from the Beardo Group. I'm calling because we wanted to thank you for using our website, SonomaCountyListings.com, to look at properties online. So
okay.
I want to make sure that we're sending you the correct properties. So I see that you're looking in Santa Rosa for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for no more than $1 million.
Yeah, maybe like more rooms. I want to say like maybe 4 or 5 bedrooms at the most.
Okay. Perfect. And 2 bathrooms is good, or 3 would it be better?
If possible. 3 or 4 bathrooms if possible.
Okay. Yes, of course we can do that. And are you only interested in Santa Rosa, or would you be open to other areas?
Me and my family were actually interested in like Santa Rosa, Windsor, Healdsburg, Petaluma, Vernal Park. Around the area here.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And for price range, no more than 1 million is good?
Yeah, I would say no more than 1 million.
Okay, all right, perfect. Is there any must-haves the home may need?
For the most part, no. I mean, washer, like laundry room, like a wash and dryer hookup.
Okay, all right.
Pretty much that's all I can think off my head.
Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so we would like to mail you a package of information that will help you get the best buy at the best price. So is there a good mailing address we can send that to?
Yeah. The home that I'm at right now.
Okay. Can you give me the mailing address, please?
Yeah, of course. Sorry.
Hang on.
Van Go ORD Santa Rosa, California 95.
Okay. All right, perfect. And these look like some beautiful properties. Why are you thinking of buying?
Well, we just had another baby, and we kind of want more room. Yeah, well, pretty much is the fact that we want more room, more space.
Oh, yeah, I completely understand. I can see that. Okay. And from a scale from 1 to 10, how motivated are you to buy?
Currently, at the moment, I want to say like a 7 or 8.
7 or 8. Okay. And is there a reason why so low?
I'm wanting to buy, but there's probably like a few things that I have to work on first, and something that me and my husband have been talking about wanting to do. But it will be like if we were to buy a house, it'd be our first time buying.
Okay.
So I'm looking more information on what I should be doing and like who I should be talking to or what I should be looking for.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, actually, I wanted to schedule a consultation with my managing broker, Sonia, and she can walk you through the entire process. If you have any time, I was going to say this weekend or tomorrow, but it's New Year's, so I can see the holidays. So is it okay if she gives you a call on Monday?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay, Monday at what time works best for you?
All right, this is good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of subtleties that we could work on, but this is just, I think sometimes, the only thing you have to be careful of, you're doing a good job, though. Like, there's so much going on here. What you're doing that other people should be listening to, you're doing well, is you're staying in order, and you're not losing yourself. So the only problem with that is sometimes when you correct yourself, you sound very matter of fact. So are you 1 to 10? You know what I mean? It almost drops off a little bit. You have such a nice tone with people that it's getting used to, coming back in and sounding conversational now. But that's a higher level critique. I mean,
I notice I say perfect a lot too.
Yeah,
I don't like
that's
that.
okay. Yeah, it's okay. Well, those are word whiskers because you're trying to reset yourself. Like I said, and you're typing. Be careful of that becoming a little annoying for people. You know what I mean? I get what you're doing. You're typing. So that prevents you from having your finger on a script somewhere, right? But it's okay. I don't want to screw up how your athletic approach to this sounds, because why? That was effective. And above all other things that we talk about in this group, effectiveness is paramount. That we get to a point where we have qualified somebody, this is, exactly why she's moving. She had another baby, right? She's motivated kind of pretty close. The only thing is, why so low? Because I have to do a few things. Oh, well, you could get the insight of the person who knows how to do what to do, right? So the benefit of the meeting is obvious here, but you kind of go into it a little bit quickly. So we'll have to, next week, I don't know what your timing is and Sonia's, but if you guys could come on the helpline, I could look at that buyer script right there, because you did a good job with what you had. I mean, look, it's effective. It's a deal, right? Period.
Yeah.
period. I mean, you get her in front of this person. Nobody's helping this lady like you are. Nobody's mailing something. Just remember, verify that mailing address too. Because when this goes out to a first-time home buyer like that, it's going to be very powerful. And it's going to set it up for like, well, these people know what they're doing. Nobody did this for me. That's the competition-less lane I want to talk about. Very, very good. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Keep doing those all day, every day.
Will do.
All right, Dr. Cantu. I got a whole bunch, so I'm going to pick one off this one and one off the other. Let me see, and then you and I could do more, but this is Gabrielle, and she's not here today because she's at the doctor's, so we're going to take the first one. Let's see what we got. And then Annika will do you last.
Yep.
Hey Thomas, this is Gabrielle with Cantu Group Real Estate. I'm calling you because I saw your beautiful home in Seattle online and noticed that it didn't sell, so I'd like to send you some free information that'll help you sell it next time you list it. May I do that?
No, thank you. I'm just gonna keep it for the time being.
Okay, I will go ahead and take this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, okay, did your plans change? But other than that, I mean, just a technical thing. Let's do another one. That was a shorty.
Hello?
Hi, I'm calling for Mr. Wren.
Yeah, hi, who?
Mr. Wren?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, this is Gabrielle with Cantu Group Real Estate. I'm calling you because I noticed your beautiful home in Issaquah online and saw that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some free information that will help you sell it next time you list it. May I do that?
No. I don't want to sell recently. So, sorry. Hope you have a good day.
Yeah, okay. The delete contact, that's effective. One more.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 36061828860 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi there, this is Gabrielle with Cantu Group Real Estate. I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it didn't sell, so I'd like to send you some free information that will help you sell it next time. Please give me a call back at your earliest convenience, 360-54.
Okay, good. I'll take it. I just want to make sure that's being left after enough real calls. All right, let's go to Annika. Annika, you still with me?
I don't see anybody with that name on the call.
Okay.
Please leave your message for 20657.
Okay, I don't want to listen to recordings all day. Let's just see if we have.
Your call has been forwarded.
Yeah, and if Annika can watch the recording, of Paul can.
Please leave your message for.
I'm not interested in recordings. I think it was good with the other one, Gabby, because she's doing so many. But all right, listen, we'll call it a day there and we'll reconvene. Bravo, everybody. I mean, tremendous progress. Jesse, 5 gold stars if you're still on here, because managing this is tough. And, Brandy and Sativa, I appreciate your effort to be held accountable to the specificity of it, because that's where the money is in this business. If you can be very clear about what the work yielded, and remember, it doesn't take that many real prospects to eventually become very successful. So even when you have a crappy week or you feel like it's not there, remember, people are ultimately being brought into that club where they're really a prospect. And so we've discovered purgatory this week, right? Where we have a lot of that stuff, Brandy, that's very real. It is difficult, right? But I ask you both, in particular, since I have you both in my hot seat, be accountable to the very specific words, the very specific process, because that's how this works the best, right? And so dang hard when you both have been trained to do things on rapport and muscle and cream skimming and just the appointment at all costs. I get it. I get how hard it is to be trained in something different, but just trust me, you two have the tiger by the throat, not the tail. If you can stay accountable every week, it's for your benefit. You're building a book of business that has a monetary value to you. And you want to be like downright ornery about who gets in there, right? Understand that? Because those are the people you end up spending the most of your rapport and relational time with, because you call and say, hey, the market did this. Hey, you see the stuff around you? Hey, you still on track for that? Oh, good. How are the kids? You know what I mean? It can become a little bit more like that with this smaller group of prospects because they're club members now, right? So be very, very adamant about that. And ladies, if somebody gives you a hard time like they just did on those, yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah, okay, send it off to management. Say, they just blew me off. I did my job, right? Your job is as much to get rid of those people as it is to find, the onesies, twosies each week to become a really quality prospect. Okay. So just remember that there's a method to this madness that serves all of us at a level that we all want, right? We don't want to keep doing things the way we've been doing them because it's a bear, right? It's a bear. Cream skimming is a bear. It puts too much pressure on you. There's no accountability. We can't see something going through and again, the more accurate the metrics, the more it tells us where your time is best spent, right? And how it's being spent. And it lets us hear, okay, well, I spent all this time, like, Kathy on my team tells me I'm spending all this time on admin. Well, why? Well, I had to clean up 380 names that didn't have the things that we now make mandatory. Okay, let's get you some help. So management gets to step in and protect your time if it's, sees a problem, right? So just both of you, adhere to crossing the T's and dotting the I's the best you can, and be careful of the snapback effect, which makes you want to do things on muscle. Okay? Otherwise, bravo. A good evolution week to week too. Right? So, all right, everybody, listen, that's it. Have a great afternoon. Happy New Year. I will see you on the other side. 2022 begins next week, and I'll see you there.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Take care.